This is my favorite conversation. The Public Health Agency of Canada says you need to care about this too. About half of all Canadian adults have trouble falling or staying asleep. We're all nodding, right? So while there's no one-size-fits-all cure for tossing and turning, there are some options out there that are really great that'll help you get some Z's. So for more on what they are, we have teamed up with our friends at Nature's Bounty and food expert Shauna Thomas. Great to have you back, Shauna.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
So we're going to break this down between food and supplements and some lifestyle changes as well. We'll start off in the kitchen. What can we add to our diet to help us get a good night's sleep?
Well, there's a lot of things that we can do to help us sleep. But the first thing I like to do is focus on foods with magnesium.
Oh.
So magnesium helps calm the muscles, calm the nervous system, and it can actually help reduce cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So I always encourage my kids to have something with magnesium at night.
Okay.
And the biggest thing for me is dairy products. So things like yogurt, that warm glass of milk, right? There's a reason for that. So I love that. Also bananas. We always think of potassium when we think of bananas as an electrolyte, right? But magnesium's in there too, so that has the same effect. The other thing too is pepitas. So these are a hulled pumpkin seed, so 'tis the season, right? I'm sure we all have them in our house right now. So they have magnesium in them, but also tryptophan.
Oh,
And
the turkey thing.
Yes,
Totally.
That turkey coma that we all think about with tryptophan, so that's also in pepitas.
Cool.
And that's an amino acid that can actually help promote relaxation and sleep as well.
Okay.
So really, really great. And those are things that you want to incorporate kind of at night, right?
Okay.
Before we get to bed.
Yeah, sometimes food doesn't always do the trick. So there are some supplements options out there for you. We're going to put a QR code on the screen so you can scan that to find out more about some of Nature's Bounty's supplements that can help improve sleep. When we're talking sleep supplements, the number one thing people always say is melatonin.
Yes.
Why is this so popular?
Well, I think because it's a natural hormone in our body, so we feel good about taking something that already exists, right, within us. It also helps regulate our sleep-wake schedule, right? And we have that natural circadian rhythm that we want to encourage. So things like melatonin can really help sort of regulate that. So Nature's Bounty has, and I should say too, that you really want to check with your doctor when it comes to dosages and things like that, because these come in a whole bunch of different ones. So you want to make sure it's right for you because it's different for everybody. They have these gummies, so fun, you know, something that you can sort of chomp on at the end of the day. And they have the regular strength and the maximum strength. But also, if that's not really your thing, you brushed your teeth, you don't really want to chew on a gummy at the end of the day, they do have soft gels as well.
Okay.
So these also come in 2 different dosages. And then if you're doing lots of traveling and you experience jet lag, they have these tri-layer tablets here. So they have instant or immediate melatonin. They have an herbal blend in there. And then they have a time-released melatonin. So they help you fall asleep, but also stay asleep. So if you're doing lots of traveling in the next little while, these are a really good option.
There are also things you can do with your lifestyle to kind of hack your sleep. So what do you recommend people do if they're having trouble sleeping?
Well, definitely there's a lot of different things you can do, but we want to regulate that sleep schedule. So if you're going to bed around the same time every night, getting up around the same time every day, that's really, really excellent to sort of get into that natural rhythm as well. And this one's really hard, but avoiding technology before bed, right? We tell our kids to do it, but for us as well, don't sit on the phone and have that like light in your face right before bed. And the last thing as well, and I love doing this, and for my kids as well, is white noise. Having a fan on in the background, there's lots of apps, I'm sure, you know, that have beautiful like rainfalls and things like that that you can listen to, and it really does lull you into a nice sleep.
Shauna, sometimes sleep goes beyond just getting ready for bed. You need to get your mind right as well. And that can come down to managing your stress levels and your mood. I think we all know food can make you happy, obviously. But what do you recommend for those who need help managing their stress or mood?
Well, stress and sleep are so interconnected, right? If you get a good sleep, you're going to be less stressed. If you're less stressed, you're going to get a better sleep. So if we can try and manage both at the same time, we're just going to have an overall, you know, better, healthy life, I think. So the foods that I like to encourage people to eat are foods that contain omega-3s, so like salmon. Omega-3s are linked to and less inflammation. So inflammation is linked to anxiety. So if you can have more foods that are going to bring down that inflammation, that can really help with stress as well. And I mean, everybody's on board with this one, is chocolate, right? There is a reason that we reach for things like chocolate when we are stressed. And that's because it releases endorphins. It can increase serotonin, which is that feel-good chemical, right? And then over here we have kefir, which you and I have talked about before.
Yeah, we love it.
The kefir Sutherland drink. And so this one is a fermented product, a fermented dairy product. So fermented foods increase that healthy gut bacteria, and there is a link between the gut and the brain to really increase that healthy mood balance.
Well, and there are also supplement options to help with stress and mood. So we'll put that QR code back on the screen for more information on Nature's Bounty supplements that help with stress management and a healthy mood balance. So what do you recommend?
So the first one here, when we're talking about stress, is ashwagandha. And this one is really trending right now and really fun to say. So ashwagandha is an adaptogen that can help with your resistance to stress. So almost like working as a bodyguard for you. So I love that one. And then also we have the 5-HTP. So this one's more for mood balance. This is what your body creates when you eat tryptophan, okay? So this one is hydroxytryptophan, so it's gonna have those really great feel-good hormones. And then the last one here is St. John's wort, so that is an herbal blend, again, helping promote a healthy mood balance.
Amazing. Shannon, what can you do to adopt into your lifestyle to help with stress and mood?
So the first one is exercise, and I think a lot of people think that high-intensity exercise is what you need, but really just going for a walk like 10 minutes a day,
Love that.
that's gonna help you de-stress. Also meditation, again, 5 minutes a day, that's gonna really help. And the last one, really helping with sleep and stress, is keeping a journal or a notebook by your bed. Because you know, as you fall asleep and things start to creep into your mind, you can get them out, you can write them down, then all of your stress will just melt away and you can go to sleep.
I love that. Shannon Thomas, thank you so much for this.
My pleasure.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.